Rebel Call channel. Welcome to today's show. Trending number 3 on YouTube is Billie Eilish's lunch. That's right, and it might make you throw up your lunch no matter what it was. It will probably make you a little bit nauseous if you actually watch the video, but I'll spare you that and show you some of the screenshots. Because again, out in the open, just like the video I covered over on my Wake Up Call channel, where there was a 5-minute standing ovation for a brand new film that was about cannibalism. The audience at Cannes Film Festival decided to stand and applaud for 5 minutes. And it's a film about cannibalism. Well, again, we're seeing cannibalism promoted in the mainstream, and this is something I've covered many times. And that video, if you haven't seen it, is over on the Wake Up Call channel, which is my other channel for anybody out there that doesn't know, it's called Wake Up Call channel. You can look it up yourself. It's also linked below. I'm also covering the helicopter situation with the Iranian president over on that channel. For anybody out there that wants to see the comparisons with Kobe Bryant, there's a video up over there as well on Kobe Bryant and his helicopter crash, helicopter gate here. You see the similarities between the two. So make sure you subscribe now if you haven't yet to the Wake Up Call channel, because this channel is not long for the world. So back to Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish very clearly, before we get into all the innuendos of cannibalism, of course, they try to sexualize it and they want you to think that this is more about Billie Eilish and her sexual preferences, but really it's about both. And this is how the Tavistock Institute socially engineers people's behavior. Billie Eilish is the perfect example to use. Let's start with just Billie Eilish, right? The all-seeing eye symbolism. Billie Eilish playing the role of demon-possessed all the time. Demon-possessed. Nobody's suspicious, right? Doing the serpent's tongue. Even has a video, all good girls, all bad girls go to hell, where Billie Eilish is covered in black goo, right? Billie Eilish has the monarch butterfly tattoo marked right on Billie Eilish's hand, because Billie Eilish is nothing more than a operative of the government. You might say that's crazy, government operative, because they all think, the common person's been trained to think a government operative is somebody who has a gun on them, they're running around and they're doing secret operations. This is out in the open government operation. This is how they engineer people's behavior. The monarch butterfly, again, is a symbol of mind control. Billie Eilish always using that repetition and pattern.
Let's talk goals for next year. I'd love to get a new job. You want a promotion? I want to find a job elsewhere.
Butterfly, again, is a symbol of mind control. Billie Eilish always using that repetition and pattern of mind control. And I mentioned Tavistock Institute because that's where they've developed social engineering. People hear that and they just automatically roll their eyes like, social engineering, that sounds boring. What's social engineering? They influence people's behavior. They're not trying to influence people's behavior. Why would they influence people's behavior? Yeah, why would sick people with power and money try to influence how you behave? Why would they ever try to dumb down society? Right? Because it gives them more power. Because then they know that nobody's going to rebel. There's nothing that's going to happen with each generation that passes by to stop them from creating their tyrannical government that we now see in place, right? You see just some of the stuff with Billie Eilish, dressing like a boy is a common theme. Look at Billie Eilish holding up the middle finger. These are common themes we would all think of now when we see the youth out there. They dress this way. You can't tell if a boy is a boy or a girl is a girl. Obviously, none of us really know what Billie Eilish is. I mean, we'd all guess that Billie Eilish, of course, probably has a pecker between Billie Eilish's legs, but they want you to think Billie Eilish is a girl, but Billie Eilish likes to dress as a boy. And again, this has to do with removing the gender boundaries, which you see out in the open. It's people like Billie Eilish that are convincing the youth out there with dumbed down music, the way they dress and act, how to behave. And that's what Tavistock has done. They've created social engineering. This is something that's been going on since the Beatles, which I've covered. So, into the video, right? You can see Billie Eilish with the cherry. We all know that they love to use the cherry. It's symbolized, it's a disgusting thing that they constantly do with girls, right? Billie Eilish is now apparently gay, conveniently, like every other famous person. This is all, so they do believe that there's so many more gay people than there actually are, than everybody is. And of course, it influences young kids out there into this, right? Billie Eilish says, I could eat that girl for lunch. Goes on to say, tastes like she might be the one. Now, this is more than just them sexualizing. This is, again, referencing cannibalism out in the open. This is a common theme because eventually this will be normalized. And people don't even realize that that's what we're headed towards. The subliminal stories about blood benefiting your health, curing Alzheimer's, blood transfusions of the youth. These are all things I've covered many times. You have to look not too far to see the stories out there where they've been subliminally programming you into this. You can look at the movies or you can look at stuff like The Vampire Facial. right? So she's normalizing it. She's referencing eating another girl. But of course, the kids out there thinking that this is referencing her with another girl. And of course, there's truth to that as well, because this is dual mind control, right? Pushing Billie Eilish as a girl dressed as a boy, talking about hooking up with girls, right? Can't even tell, is Billie Eilish gay? Oh, Billie Eilish is gay, but Billie Eilish dressed as a boy. Is Billie Eilish a girl? Nobody knows. Nobody has a clue, because there's nothing out there that makes any sense, right? So Billie Eilish, of course, conveniently is wearing the black and white Masonic checkerboard tile, or the Masonic pavement, whatever you want to call it, right on the shorts, right? This is something Billie Eilish always does out in the open, showing who she's working for, who her handlers are. This all goes through Freemasonry and secret societies, all through the Kabbalistic teachings that they all practice out in the open, right? We see Billie Eilish even wearing the G on the sleeve, right? The G that we see in the Freemasonic compass over and over and over again, right? In Freemasonry, they always have a G, and nobody out there thinks anything of it. They're going to see it as, is that Coco Chanel? Right? Oh, what does Coco Chanel have the G for? Oh, they just made some excuse up as to why Coco Chanel or whoever this brand is using the G on their sleeve, and everybody believes it, just like they believe when they wear a 33. Now, in this case, Eilish is also wearing a 32 on her outfit, which could just mean the degree of Freemasonry that Billie Eilish is, and 32nd degree Mason. But also on the outfit, we see a star, right? We see Baphomet's star. You know, a star, be your own God, right? The star symbolism over and over on the ring, upside down, inverted pentagram for Baphomet. You see it on the earrings, right? We've seen Billie Eilish many times out in the open wearing a star. Nobody thinks anything of it. Again, I just did a video about the star symbolism. Go through my archive, it's in the last week or so on this channel, and watch the video on the star symbolism. People out there don't want to learn this stuff because they don't want to detach themselves from things that have been pushed onto them since birth, which is why things like Disney you still see parents associate with, even Christians, because they're like, well, I didn't turn out to be a witch, you know? Yeah, but you probably turned out to be a lukewarm Christian, and you're pushing this stuff onto your kids because you like it, and now you want to let your kid live out the fantasy that you built in your mind of how your kid's going to be raised. Oh, we're going to go to Disney together again. And it's really more about you going back to Disney in a sense, right? Separate yourselves from these things. Separate yourselves from the signs and the symbols. And I saw a lot of people comment on my video about the star. They don't want to believe that it's a satanic symbol. It's the most common symbol we see. It's more common than the all-seeing eye, right? They don't want to believe it. Like, I have a star in my barn. I'm not a witch. Yeah, maybe not, but you know why you have a star on your barn? Would you ever known of what a star was? A 5-pointed star, unless it was pushed onto you as a child? No, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know what the 5-pointed star was. Your vision of a star in the sky wouldn't be the same thing. So people just get attached to these things. But Billie Eilish is just attached to it. She's showing you her allegiance, right? And remember the quote from Aleister Crowley. Every man and a woman is a star. And the star meaning is a god. And this is what these demons actually believe. They believe that they're Egyptian gods. They truly do. Then we see Billie Eilish referencing cannibalism, of course, so she starts eating food, right? And these are subliminal cuts that they show you to start, this is how it works. This is how subcuts work. If anyone remembers my video on subcuts, he plays little subliminal messages in these videos and in movies, and you don't even realize why it's there. She's talking about a girl, then she's eating food, she's talking about eating a girl, okay? Then, of course, they see her eating an apple. Very common, right? They're not fans of apples. They're not promoting apple health, and an apple a day keeps the doctor away, okay? They're referencing the forbidden fruit. They use the apple to reference the forbidden fruit, which again is, you see it with teachers all the time with apples, right? They've chosen the apple as the forbidden fruit. I get it in the Bible, it doesn't specific.
What's up, y'all? I know a lot of you guys are trying to get closer to God, so I got some people I want you guys to meet.
All the time with apples, right? They've chosen the apple as the forbidden fruit. I get it in the Bible, it doesn't specifically say apple, but this is what they're referencing. The Satanic Temple, out in the open, uses the apple. They've even done it in their Christmas displays where knowledge is the greatest gift, and they show the forbidden fruit being the apple with the serpent wrapping around it. Taylor Swift eating an apple. There's a lot of strategic pictures, people like Leonardo DiCaprio eating an apple. He wasn't doing a photo shoot and going, hey, I'd like to eat an apple during my photo shoot. Does anyone have a fresh apple? I'd love it to be in a magazine of me eating an apple. This is all strategically done, just like the 666, the all-seeing eye symbolism. Madonna with the apple, Beyonce with the apple, right? Again, it references the forbidden fruit and the knowledge of good and evil. And these people believe that they are gods, and that's the forbidden knowledge. So as it goes on, you can see Billie Eilish here doing the shh symbol, right? Again, this is another thing commonly seen. I've been covering it a lot recently because we're seeing it just over and over and over again, right? Nobody thinks twice when these celebrities are putting their finger over their mouth. What is the secret? Does anyone know? Is it Victoria's Secret? Is it secret? Oh, it's a secret that Billie's got a penis? Well, that's not so much a secret, is it? I mean, it's pretty obvious. But what's the secret? Nobody asks. Because nobody thinks at all. Because they're in a frame of mind when they watch these videos. Okay, they're not in a conscious state of mind. It's subliminally being shown to them. This is the forbidden knowledge, like the forbidden fruit, the forbidden knowledge in a sense, right? The secret oath that they take. They all swear to secrecy. Eilish isn't putting the finger up again because she's, and then nobody's fooled about Billie Eilish, what she might have between her legs, okay? Billie Eilish, Rihanna, Britney Spears, Miley Cyrus, Beyonce, Taylor Swift. Every celebrity out there, you can find them doing this, but nobody says anything about it. You can find it tattooed on their fingers, right? Lindsay Lohan and Rihanna just happen to have shh tattooed on their fingers, right? All right, what's the big secret? Well, the big secret is that they're Satanists. They're members of secret societies. They show you this with all the symbols that I just showed you because they all use them over and over and over again. And they know that when you watch these videos that you're not consciously or critically thinking. You're having a spell cast on you. That's really what it is. It's spell casting. So you're watching this and you're mesmerized in some senses and you're getting put under hypnosis. And then they're revealing themselves to you while you're under hypnosis, but you don't realize it. So it takes a video like this for you to see the repetition to break free, which is why I constantly get silence. Because repetition is the key to mind control. And it's also the key to unraveling this. Because when you start seeing it in succession like that, you start saying, wait, okay, one person does shh, another does it. Okay, wait, one person with the apple, another. Wait, a collage with all the celebrities, everyone I could possibly imagine holding something up over their eyes, whether it's their hand or a shadow or their hair. Interesting. Oh, they're all in black and white checkerboard outfits. Oh, interesting. Is it really that interesting? I don't find it interesting that these people are all members of secret societies. I find it sickening. And I find it sickening that they've come to power. I find it sickening that there's people out there that defend these wicked people. And I guarantee if they came out in the open and Billie Eilish was like, yeah, I ate a baby, that the audience would be, they're so desensitized now that they'd be like, so what? So what? She did it for her own nutrition. Who are you to judge? Because they've just completely been put under hypnosis. And like I constantly say, the flip side is that when you build a society of narcissists and you embed it in them to be narcissists, right? To think about themselves, me, right? That's a common theme that we see. And then you see how they act on social media, right? People are out there and they're constantly looking for some type of photo op so that they can show it off to everybody. This is a narcissistic society. You can't penetrate a narcissist. You can't get through to them because they refuse to believe it. Because to them, it's not about the truth. To them, it's about what? You think you know more than me? Oh, what? They don't want to admit to being wrong. It has nothing to do with admitting to being wrong because we were all duped. Okay? Now, I didn't worship any of these people when I was young. In fact, I couldn't stand them then, but I didn't know why. I was like, what am I? Am I jealous for some reason? I don't know why I can't stand these people. Oh, then when I figured out, I was like, that's why. Because I could sense their spirits. I could sense their souls. Because those of us with discernment in the Holy Spirit, when we see wickedness, we're naturally sickened. When we see wickedness, we're naturally upset about it and angered by it, right? Our spirits don't sit well with the type of behavior that we see. And then when we see what's going on with the youth, and we see how they're under such, it's sick. I feel for the youth. I feel for them, which is why I keep doing this. I generally care. And I see how many youthful people come to my channel, and then they say, you're an idiot, he's a psycho, and I still care. Because I get it, why they act that way. Because I understand what this operation is. I understand what social engineering is. I understand what the CIA is doing. So I understand why people are behaving the way they're behaving. And I'm trying my hardest to wake them up from it. Not so people go, this guy's smart, this guy's great. So that we all can break free from this. And we could stop Satan's reign here. And you might say, well, it's biblical, we can't stop his reign. But we could still pull souls away. Right? We can still pull souls away from being damned. These people are damning souls. They're leading them to a life, not just a life of sin, but a life of turning themselves away from God, knowingly turning themselves away. They're almost out in the open telling you to worship Lucifer. They're pretty much teaching people what all the satanic doctrine teaches, what they learn in Freemasonry and secret societies about Lucifer being God, and then all these selfish things that they're taught. They're creating a society of Luciferians without these people realizing it yet. And then eventually when they come out in the open, they talk about human sacrifice, all this other stuff. These people will be so trained into just going, oh yeah, that's fine. Who are you to judge them? I don't care what Billie's doing. What do you care for? What are you, jealous? No, not jealous at all. I'm sickened. I'm sickened by what these wicked demons are doing to the minds of the youth out there. So this entire video, it looks like a simple video, right? They push it in the trend. It's nothing but gibberish. Nobody goes, hey, this isn't really art. She's talking about, eating a girl. And yeah, I get it that it's sexual undertones mixed in with cannibalistic. It's disgusting. It's sickening. But again, when you talk about desensitizing, the way that, in the 70s and 80s, like if a guy was caught with porn, it was like